Right, this is a question we've had regarding the scalloped edge for this. This one's on pattern 2885, but we do have other patterns that have this same lovely little edging on, and some people have found it easy and other people have found it quite confusing. So I've been asked to do a little how-to video on this. So I'm just going to get my needles and show you how to make that. Right, I have picked Aran weight yarn and some slightly thicker needles. The original pattern is done on DK weight, but I wanted something you might see a little bit easier. So with this particular one, the same theory would work for different numbers of stitches, but on this one I've worked to a smaller amount of the stitches that were needed for the pattern. So I've done the cast on row and then I've purled one row, and that just gives you a tiny edge there. So the next bit of the pattern asks you to knit 2. Then you knit 1 stitch, but you slip it back onto your left hand needle. Okay, and at this point you pass the number of stitches over that you need to. For this pattern it's 8, but it could be 5, 6, 7, but we're using 8 for this pattern, so I'm literally going to pass them over. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 8 stitches cast off, and that's the original one there. Now on the instructions it asks you to bring yarn forward, yarn round needle, so that would bring it to there, but then you need to knit this stitch again. So by knitting it you're forcing that yarn over. So you've got your original 2 knit stitches, then you've got 2 loops, and then you've got another knit one. And for this particular pattern you then knit 2 clear stitches in the middle. So that's what you should be ending up with. Okay, and that's 2 full loops round. I'm just going to do that again because I know that can be a little bit complicated. So you knit 1 stitch, take it back onto your left hand needle, and then I'm going to take 8 stitches over it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we'll just leave them there for a moment. So yarn forward, yarn round needle, and then you're knitting the next stitch. Again, that gives you 2 loops, so you've now got your knit stitch again, and then another 2. And I'm going to do it one more time just so that I can then, because the next row needs to be completed as well. So we knit 1, take it back onto the left hand needle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yarn forward, round needle, all the way around, so you've got 2 loops, knit 1, and then knit your final 2. So that's the sort of look you should be getting. Right, so we're now on the 3rd row. So you knit 1, purl 2 together, and then you knit into the front and the back of the next stitch twice. So that's actually those 2 loops that went over your needle, and that gives you 4 stitches. At that point then you purl 1, purl the next 2 together, knit into the front and the back and the front and the back, and then purl 1, purl 2 together, knit into the front and the back and the front and the back, purl 1, and you come to the very last stitch of the row and you knit 1, and that's the look you should end up with and it won't matter, you'll have more than this on your needle, and depending on the size, again, you would have more than that, but that is basically what you should end up with, but with the number of loops that you need for your size.